Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another session of the 21 Minutes with Akuyari, where we bring interesting people who will talk to us about very interesting things. We try cover different range of issues and subjects and topics. So today we have with us Eytan Hattem, who is Chief Customer Officer in Prodware, and at the same time, he's the CX Business Leader in Cemantica. So he's got a lot to tell us about his role in the companies and in the society, and also how he manages to do such important jobs all at the same time, which to me is already impressive. So hello, Ethan, how are you?
Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me. I'm doing
Oh,
great.
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have
Thank you.
you. Very interesting person, person of interest, like they say.
Thank you.
On the serious.
I
Anyway,
hope so.
so I'm just going to go straight into it because we have only 21 minutes, as you know. And I'm going to ask you, what do you think is the role of a CX leader in the company and in the society? Both. There is the question.
So let's start with the company. It's easier, I think, than in the society. That's tougher. But I would say that in a company, the role of the CX leader is to inject the customer experience mentality, way of thinking in the organization. People sometimes underestimate this and think it's more about doing training or doing some awareness sessions, but a customer experience program is successful only when the organization participates. If you find yourself in the CX bubble, this is how I call it, it's in your own bubble. You
Yeah.
have your CX department, you're feeling great about it, you're doing NPS surveys and you have all kinds of statistics and you're very happy with it, then you're probably not creating an impact in your company.
Mhm.
So if you want to create the impact, your role in the company is to break the silos, is to get to everyone in the company so they can and transform the organizational culture from usually a product or service centric company to being a customer centric company. And this shift is tough to do. So, you know,
Very.
if it's not difficult, then probably you're not doing the right thing. This is what I'm always saying in CX. If it's easy for you and everything is flowing perfectly, you're not doing CX. So if you really want to do CX, you need to get your hands dirty and you need to get out of the bubble of customer experience and get to the other departments in the organization and engage them.
Mhm.
So I see the role of the leader in the organization in engaging the people to work with the CX team on changing the mindset to be customer experience, customer centric mindset.
Mhm.
Once you unlock that, then many things become natural. You don't need to impose and explain methodologies and create awareness, because when people integrate that as part of their DNA, that becomes as their daily job, thinking about the customer and designing products that are for the customer and collecting customer feedback and speaking to customers, then they will do the job by themselves. They will be the CX promoters in the organization that you're looking to establish.
Mhm. And the difficult question here is, how do you do that? How do you
Oh.
engage other people? How do you break the silos? Because we've done a few projects where probably the main target of the project was that to break the
Hmm.
silos and to engage
Yeah.
everybody, regardless of the outcome of the project, which is usually a journey to be. But the difficult part is getting everybody into that methodology, that mindset. So I know that you have some tips and tricks to
Yeah,
get it done.
definitely. Yes. So I would say that, if you want to break the silos, first of all, you need to have the ability to do it. So if you nominate someone in the organization that's very low ranked, he can't break silos because he won't be taken into consideration and won't be listened to. People have other stuff to do than to listen to someone. So if you want to be listened, you need to be empowered. To be empowered, you need to be in the executive committee. I mean, this needs to be a management function, a senior
Mhm.
management, a senior manager that has the power, the tools, and the ability to break the silos. Then
Mhm.
you also need to have the personality to break silos because not everyone is up to it.
Mm.
Someone that is able to create good connection with different people to understand very well the business, the cross-functional business. It's not being just specialized on customer experience. It's understanding marketing, sales, customer service, delivery, all kinds of things. So you are
Mm.
able to have a conversation with them and explain to them how customer experience is related to their jobs, to their domain. Then
Mhm.
when you're able to create these connections, you have the senior position that allows you to break silos. This is where you break them. Now, the breaking the silos practically is by gathering people together. Example, when I do that in an organization, I establish a CX committee. The CX committee is composed of representatives of all the different departments, senior people, I mean managers of the different departments that come together to discuss customer experience, to discuss the initiatives, and to share knowledge and experience about the journey of the customer. This is
Mhm.
one element of breaking the silo. Another element of breaking the silos is for establishing journey committees. For the different customer journeys that you're mapping, I'm assembling cross functional teams that are responsible to map and maintain the customer journey over time. So they are starting to collaborate. Once people discuss together and speak together, they are breaking the silos by themselves, by the fact that they're speaking. And every time I am so surprised how people are not speaking just because
Yeah.
they're in a different department. They could be door next to door. They will never address the person next to them, ask him anything, or know even what this person is doing.
Mm.
Only when they are assembled together, they start to speak and they discover things about their organization, about the
Yeah.
customer, about the process, about many things. And
Mm.
the last element I want to indicate, because I don't think is less important, is the management. You need to present to senior management, to the executive committee, needs to get updates on the customer experience program. They need to take engagements and they need to help you break the silos because the silos are already in the executive committee.
Mhm.
Who are
Very.
these chief officers, the VPs? Who are they? There's a sales, someone, a CRO, there's a marketing, maybe a HR, right? Information systems, different people, someone responsible for business development, delivery, all kinds of people. They are already managing silos. So breaking the silos starts sort of in the management.
Mm.
Break the silos in the management and break the silos in mid management and break the silos on the employee level. Journey committees on the employee level, CX committees on mid management level, and the executive committees, the senior management level.
Can I add one more?
Of course.
Also, I would add the objectives. They're set up by the executive committee
Yes.
to make sure that they have or they share objectives in all the different areas. Because otherwise, the silos usually happen, or at least that's my experience, usually happen because I have an objective, you have another one, and they might be opposite. So
Mhm.
what I'm trying to achieve goes against what you're trying to achieve. So at the end, I stick to my objectives and say, well, at the end of the day, my job and my bonus, are linked to this objective, not to yours. So why should I be working towards your objective?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so I believe it's extremely important that from the top, there is like at least some objectives should be shared between different areas. So at least they got something that makes them work together.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's complicated. So
Define common objectives. Yes.
common objectives, yes. I don't know. For example, one objective that goes towards your bonus could be improve a specific touch points on the journey
Hmm. Hmm.
for everybody. From your area, from different perspectives, we need to work together to improve this touch point. So that makes forces you at the beginning, at least at the beginning, it will force you to work together and understand each other and the limits, what you
Hmm.
can do, what I can, what you can't do this because affects me this way. That's where the understanding comes. And so if you set that one for example, which is a very silly example, but and then you have your own, and I have my own, you have your own. obviously, depending on the area, but at least at that point. And then once you start rolling, then the objective becomes something else, becomes a proper target for
Hmm.
everybody, regardless of the bonuses, which are always there, obviously. But do you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that, definitely. I'm
Yeah.
doing that when I'm building the CX strategy. I'm doing that at the beginning.
Mm,
I'm defining common objectives as part of the strategy. The company is defining 5 objectives. I'm trying to limit that to something, not
yeah.
too many. So, 5 common objectives that everyone shares, and we know we are pushing towards these objectives. And the program, the customer experience program, is measured based on these 5 KPIs on the executive committee level. Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's very good. Then we agree. We agree on everything. It takes time, though. This is not something that could be done from, one day to another. It
Mhm.
takes time. Some organizations are, a bit demanding on that side, like, oh, we need to get this done in a few months. And so, well, is this going to be complicated for
Yeah.
everybody, So yeah, it takes time. As long as we know it takes time, is fine. So, how do you pass this role and this responsibility, which is mainly for your customers? At the end of the day, you're doing all this for your customers, which are part of the society.
Mhm.
How do you pass that barrier and go into, the whole society? What's our responsibility as CX leaders?
So I think that it's an interesting point because improving experiences um as a whole is a big thing because when we're saying customer experience, I would like to extend that and let's speak about human experience in that sense because there are many stakeholders in the organization, right? It's not just the customers. There are also suppliers, vendors, employees, investors. There are many people that are part of the ecosystem of the
Mhm,
society. Let's say if we look at it as a bigger thing, then improving the experience of people you interact with, and when you are turning that into your way of life, this is how you create the impact in the society. So
mm,
when you think of it, the company is a microcosmos, it's a microcosmos of the society around it.
mhm,
And if in the company you are used to provide good service, to be nice, to think about positive experiences and work in this methodology, then when you go out of this bubble and you go to the bigger society, you will probably want to apply the same things by yourself. But if everyone acts this way, then when you need a service from someone, when you are calling the bank, when you are ordering something online, if everyone works in the customer experience methodology, everyone's experiences are improving together because you're providing me a better service, I'm providing someone else a better service, and he provides a better service to someone else. And that becomes a loop that goes up because we are all together improving our experiences.
mm,
This is why I think the more CX leaders will have, the more organization will become customer centric. That will impact also governments
mm,
and other sectors to act in the same way. And I already see this happening.
yeah,
One of the interesting things is that many of our customers are public sector customers. So these are customers that are, it's a monopoly. I mean, they don't have to do that. You
mm,
can't replace them because they
mm,
are the only ones that are doing what they're doing.
mm,
But they are today sensible, and there is a sensitivity to the fact that citizen experience and the passenger experience and student experience and everyone experiences as what I call part of the human experience. They all need to be good experiences because if I'm not happy, then this has consequences.
yeah,
Also, even if you are a public sector and there is no alternative, it's
mm,
only you.
yeah.
So this is how I see the impact in the society. First of all, do it for your own company and go out then to the society to act in the same way. And if everyone has the same mindset, everyone's experiences will improve.
Hmm. We're getting a bit philosophical here, but it's true. Absolute true. Because if we all work together creating positive experiences for the people around us, which is, like you said, the microcosmos. And there are lots of people that we affect, with what we do and the impact that we have in a lot of different people around us. Then, I can even see the traffic jams being
Hmm.
nicer because people will be in a better mood, you know. And it won't be as horrible, everybody blowing the horn to each other, shouting at each other. So, yeah, I mean, we can get here into, what good brings to the good, you know?
I agree
Yeah,
with you. It could be a topic for another conversation,
yeah,
because there is another interesting topic to discuss here and to try to understand: is customer experience something related to free societies?
yeah.
Can customer experience thrive in a society which is not free?
Hmm.
That's an interesting topic, but it's another one.
Yeah, I know it's a completely different one, but it's true. It's to the responsibility we have. And also when we talk about, in general, mission, vision of the companies, sometimes companies don't know, these companies that have been in the market for long enough. Sometimes they don't even remember the mission and vision. Some of their employees obviously don't know. They don't remember, they just don't know it because nobody bothered telling them, but it's part of it. It's part of what you truly want to achieve. So some people sometimes think, oh, there we go again, mission, vision, customer centricity. Oh, come on, this is what I got to do. This is my job to be done every day. And that is because also we're not working on the employee experience probably as hard as we should.
Hmm.
Because I think that we should also talk about this topic. How do you get into a good customer experience without working on a good employee experience? And that's part of the cosmos that you were mentioning, and how companies are formed by people, just people
Hmm.
everywhere, whether they're vendors, customers, or employees. But the main ones making this a reality are the employees.
True.
So but do you also have the feeling that by working on this methodology of breaking silos and bringing everybody towards a common objective, you're also working on the employee experience somehow?
Yes, the employee experience is an important element of it, and the employee experience is related for me to the operating model. Because if you look at it as a bigger thing, so there are the employees, but there are also information systems, there are business
Mhm,
processes, there's governance, there's policies of the organization. They all impact the way you work and the way you provide the service. Then I think
mhm,
that the employee experience has two facades. There is one which is the employee experience itself, hire to retire. Your experience in the organization as an employee, which is definitely has an impact on the way you provide the service to the customer, where will
mhm,
be positive or negative can be influenced by the way you feel in the organization. And then there is the part of the employee experience related to the customer experience, meaning the employee feedback, the voice of the employee, the employee understanding of the customer journey itself. So, definitely that the layer of working on the employee experience has a crucial impact on the ability to provide a positive customer experience. It's a crucial element.
mhm.
But if we think CX, is maybe not in the highest maturity levels in terms of development, then EX is maybe even less.
I know.
So this topic of working on an employee experience program is a part that requires the engagement of employees to work with you and the understanding of the organization that need to look at the human experience and not
Mhm.
just on the customer experience. And this is another mind shift, that needs to happen in organizations. So that's a
Absolutely.
challenge as well. But definitely employee experience is something we do, and it resembles in the methodology. You're mapping the employee journey, you're detecting the pain points in this journey, and then you're
Mm.
identifying opportunities to improve it, and then ideating solutions to put them in
Yeah.
place to improve the employee experience.
So how can we convince different companies, hopefully some are listening to us, that investing in customer experience, good customer experience leaders and teams is definitely worth it and pays back?
ROI, no one will get convinced. Well, some will get convinced, okay, that customer experience, I need to do it because it's a buzzword, or I need to do it because I heard others are doing it. Some do, some people implement CRM because others have CRM, not because they really know what to do with it.
Mm,
So I think that the best way to convince is to show the money, customer experience initiatives are here to generate revenue and to reduce costs. That's the purpose.
mm,
All the rest of it are ways to get to it. So, having happier customers that are loyal and good advocacy is the way to get to that.
mm,
So, we need to prove to senior management that by investing in the customer experience program, we are going to generate these business values. And
mhm,
these business values are going to generate X amount of money and profitability, etc.
mm,
This is what needs to be set clearly in the mission statement of the customer experience program. Then,
mm,
just one thing about that, it takes time to show results in customer experience. So if you don't have the patience to wait to the results, then you can't after 2 months ask, okay, so
yeah.
did it improve? No, it doesn't take 2 months. We are
Mm,
speaking about programs that take years until they get an impact in an organization. So
mm,
if you have time to wait 1 year, then you wait 1 year, and after 1 year, you can concretely show the value that the program is bringing in different initiatives that were implemented. And the
mm,
fact is that many initiatives that the organization could have taken without having a title customer experience, they're not doing it.
mm,
It's not happening because it's not highlighted by the customers. And when you bring the customer voice into the table, it echoes, and then things get a different priority than if you
mm.
don't listen to the customer.
Absolutely. I mean, it's business at the end of the day. That's what we want, business. But probably the way to do the business is changed. And now
Mhm.
what we want is courting customers and all the rest of the stakeholders to be with us and to trust and to gain their confidence and the trust on us. And that takes time. Like in every single relationship in the world,
That you
you know,
build.
if
It
you want
never
to gain
happens in
trust,
2 days.
you have to work on it. So,
Of
well,
course.
time is up. Thank
Okay.
you so
Um,
much,
Thank
Ethan.
you,
It's
Sonia.
always a pleasure listening to you. And thank you for the specific tips and tricks to break silos and to actually get the CX policy and running into the company and getting somewhere. So, thank you so much. I don't know if
Thank
you
you.
would like to add something in 2 seconds.
I want to wish happy holidays to everyone because I think this is the best thing I can say right now. So enjoy your holidays, and I hope I can work with everyone here and share
Yeah,
experiences. Thank you.
that's also good customer experience to wish nice holidays. So
Exactly.
thank you so much for being with
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you everybody who was listening, and hopefully we'll see you soon in a couple of weeks. All right. Bye, Ethan. Bye,
Bye bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.